A friend of mine, we were at his house one night. It was like a Junior Morrison song called Super Spirit, which is like one of my favorite songs. And I know every lyric, and I remember him saying like, man, it's so weird that you know like every lyric to all these songs, but you don't, you're just really anti. I'm like, yeah, how can you, I don't feel like I can do better than that, so I know, if it's not excellent.
The logic is sound, Michael.
Yeah, if it's not excellent, it's kind of you polluting the music. Hey, I'm Michael Di Francesco, also known as Such Sensitive, and I'm here at Happy Mag to discuss my latest single, Telephone Line. Well, it came about because I was on an aeroplane somewhere and I heard one of Caroline's songs called The Spot, and I thought it was awesome. And then at that time I was going back and forth between America and Sydney a lot, and Future Classic had just built their studio there, so I had access to a studio. They contacted her, we went in the studio, and literally like it just happened super quickly. But the original version is more like, it's around 110. It's more like a dum dum dum, but with the Moog bass, kind of like a little bit Yach Rocky maybe. I was for the longest time not into lyric-based songs, and kind of maybe to a certain extent turned my nose up at them, or the thought of being involved in them, but because I always felt like if you're gonna have lyrics or there's gonna be a vocalist, it has to be awesome. Otherwise, what's the point? Does the world really need another song with like average lyrics and stuff? So yeah, I've always kind of not been into it, but working with her, I just let it happen. But then also maybe the second guessing of having a tune which was super vocal driven maybe also led me down a whole bunch of rabbit holes where I did infinite versions and fast, slow, this, that, new chords. But I mean, I re-tracked it once with a bit like a full band in America at Valentine, like on the like a vintage MCI console with the matching tape machine. It was a whole thing. It was awesome, and there was an earthquake while we were recording it, which was kind of cool. And then I did that all again in Sydney recently, and I just couldn't get it. It just, yeah. So I struggled a lot to finish that one actually. So I used to play in cover bands all the time. My friend and I would DJ in between, and this was, so I think I kind of, and that was with records. I learned to DJ then and was into house music and all that kind of stuff. So like doing session stuff, and then when I kind of finally had my own stuff out and people would ask me to play on things or work on their projects or whatever, it kind of comes easily to me. I'm not saying that I'm an expert or anything, but I find it kind of liberating and maybe a little bit less stressful to work on other people's stuff and just be a hired gun, or do what they want, and there's no pressure on me. So I feel like kind of maybe that's also been a little bit to my own detriment as far as my own career goes, or the trajectory of my actual project, because that puts that on the back burner, and then all of a sudden I spend a whole bunch of time helping other people become more famous than me, so to speak. So, but I also do like that stuff, and I love being part of, what I don't like is just sitting on the computer by myself for hours and hours going around in circles. So working with other people, I've finally kind of come back to that in my own thing. So I just recently did a whole 2 weeks at a couple of different studios in Sydney, Sentier and 301, with my friends that I grew up playing with and some other people, and just tracked a whole bunch of stuff to tape, and now I've got like 30 instrumentals. So I've kind of come around to putting that, working, not feeling like I have to do everything by myself. Not that I do everything by myself, but it's a little bit more, the onus is on me to do it. Just finished a tour in America with Roosevelt, and before that, like a DJ tour with Classics and just some of my own shows around. So it was so good to go back and do that after not doing it from COVID. I feel like 2019 or 2020, I was there. I was in the middle of a tour, having a ball. The 36 level EP was out. It was it was a new chapter. And then COVID came and kind of everything stopped. So it was cool to go back and try and pick up the pieces of what was left, or what I'd, walked away from, wherever I walked away from. But the upside is I had a baby. I didn't have a baby, but I became a dad, so I was around for 2 years.
Well, thanks for coming in.
No worries. Easy. Thank you for having me. Man, a story about that clip. I was in so much pain. With Rejjie, we were in Malaysia somewhere. I went on an automatic, like an electronic bull, and I was determined to stay on the longest, and I did. But I hurt my groin so badly